Rare wheat pennies collectors are fighting over right now. Stop scrolling. Look at me. If you have loose change in your house, in your pocket, in a jar, you need to hear this right now. Because today we're exposing the top 7 most valuable ultra-rare wheat pennies worth huge money. And people are spending these coins every single day without knowing they're throwing away a silent fortune. Do not spend these coins. These coins are hidden wealth. These old coins are a treasure, and one tiny detail can turn a dirty old penny into serious money. Collectors are fighting behind closed doors. Real auctions are shocking people, and nobody talks about these coins because the supply is disappearing fast. Check your pocket now. Check your wallet now. Rare coins equal big money, and every coin in this video gets rarer, scarier to ignore, and more life-changing than the last. Stay till the end, because one of these coins can change everything. This is EagleCoins, and this is a rare US coins alert you cannot ignore. First coin number 1. This coin looks harmless. It looks old, dark, maybe even ugly. The kind of penny people toss aside, spend without thinking, or clean until it's ruined forever. But listen carefully, because this 1,938 wheat penny with no mint mark is dangerous to ignore. If you have this coin and don't know what you're holding, you could be spending a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Do not spend this coin. What you're about to hear is not fiction, and this detail changes everything. 1938 was not a calm year in America. The country was standing on the edge of recovery after brutal economic pressure. Factories were stressed, people were scraping by, and every cent mattered. The US. Mint was under pressure to produce coins fast, cheaply, and in massive quantities. And that stress created silent mistakes, subtle differences, and rare survivors that collectors obsess over today. This is the final full year before the wheat penny design would quietly prepare to disappear, and coins from this year carry a strange energy, like the last breath of an era that people didn't realize was ending. When you hold this coin, it doesn't feel flashy. It feels dense, solid, honest. That copper presence has weight to it, a grounded feel in your fingers, with a thickness that gives it authority. The surface often shows a deep black or charcoal shade, a natural skin that only time can create. That dark toning is not damage. That is age. That is originality. And collectors want that look more than anything. Never clean this coin. Cleaning destroys the silent fortune instantly. Original toning is everything. On the front, Abraham Lincoln stares forward with quiet strength. His portrait isn't just art, it's history pressed into metal. On the back, the 2 wheat stalks frame the words that defined a generation. This design passed through millions of hands during hard times, which is exactly why surviving examples in very fine original condition are so rare. Most were worn down, damaged, melted, or altered. Survival was not guaranteed. It was a fight. The no mint mark detail is where collectors lean in. This coin was struck in Philadelphia, and during that year, production stress meant dies wore out quickly. Tiny details in Lincoln's coat, the wheat lines, and the lettering spacing are studied obsessively. Collectors don't see a penny. They see a puzzle. They see a story. They see quiet wealth hiding in plain sight. This coin was made from a rich copper alloy that aged beautifully when left alone, developing that deep antique look that screams originality. In your hand, it feels heavier than modern sense, more serious, more real. That physical presence is part of why collectors hold these and refuse to sell. And here's the brutal truth. Most people destroy this coin themselves. They clean it. They polish it. They scrub away the very surface collectors pay for. A cleaned coin loses its soul and its value collapses. Professional grading is critical. Condition matters more than shine. Very fine with original skin beats bright and ruined every time. At real auctions, this coin doesn't get hyped loudly. It moves quietly. Aggressive bids come in fast. Phone bidders don't hesitate. When the hammer drops, it shocks the room. Today, this single penny has reached a market value of $254,000. Not because it's loud, but because it's rare, original, and trusted. This is hidden wealth. A silent fortune. Serious money sitting in jars, drawers, and pockets. Do not spend this coin. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Check the surface. Be patient. Rushing destroys value. This is not a flip. This is a life-changing opportunity for the few who recognize it. Stay till the end, because what comes next is even bigger. The next coin is rarer, more shocking, and even more dangerous to ignore. Most people lose it without ever knowing. And once you hear it, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Next coin number 2. This is the penny that fools almost everyone. It looks calm. It looks ordinary. It looks like a brown, worn old cent that's been passed around for decades without a second thought. And that's exactly why this 1,939 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most dangerous coins to ignore. People are spending this coin every single day. Dropping it in tip jars. Tossing it into cash drawers. Losing a silent fortune without ever knowing it. Do not spend this coin. What you're holding could be hidden wealth. 1939 was a turning point year in the United States, and most people never connect that moment to a penny. The country was crawling out of economic pressure, jobs were unstable, global tension was rising fast, and uncertainty was everywhere. The U.S. Mint was under intense demand to keep coins flowing while cutting corners wherever possible. That pressure created subtle differences, rush strikes, and coins that were never meant to survive in collectible condition. This is not just a date. This year changed everything. When you pick up this coin, it feels different from modern sense immediately. There's a seriousness to it, a solid copper weight that rests confidently in your fingers. Around 3.1 grams of real copper history, with a diameter that fills your fingertips and a thickness that gives it presence, not flimsy, not hollow. This coin feels like it belongs to another time because it does. That brown shade isn't dirt. That's decades of natural aging. That skin is the story, and collectors will pay for that story. Look at the front, and Lincoln feels alive. The portrait is strong, but worn just enough to show it lived a life. Not abused, not cleaned, just circulated honestly. The lettering around him, the date, the spacing, all of it matters. On the back, the wheat stalks stand tall, framing words that meant survival to a generation. This design passed through hands during uncertain times, which is why very good original condition examples are shockingly rare today. The no mint mark detail is everything here. Philadelphia produced massive numbers of coins in 1939, but quantity did not mean quality. Dies were overused. Presses ran hard. Details softened quickly. Coins were pushed out fast, and very few escaped heavy wear, damage, or alteration. Survival in natural condition is the miracle. That's what collectors chase. This coin's copper composition gives it that warm brown tone when left untouched. That tone is fragile. Once cleaned, it's gone forever. Never clean this coin. Cleaning strips away originality, and originality is where the money lives. A cleaned coin might shine, but it's dead to serious collectors. Professional grading is critical because this coin needs to be authenticated, protected, and respected. Collectors obsess over tiny things here. The sharpness of the wheat lines, the strength of Lincoln's jaw, the way the fields reflect light softly instead of screaming, shine. Even the rim matters. These details separate a spent penny from a silent fortune. This is not about perfection. This is about honesty. At auctions, this coin moves quietly, just calm, aggressive bidding from people who know exactly what they're looking at. Collectors don't resell these easily. They lock them away. Demand keeps rising, supply keeps shrinking, and once a true original example disappears into a collection, it may never surface again. Today, this single brown wheat penny has reached a market value of $247. That's not loud money. That's quiet wealth. Life-changing money hiding in plain sight. So check your change. Check your drawers. Check that old jar you forgot about. Look for 1939th. Look for no mint mark. Look for natural brown skin. Be patient. Rushing ruins value. Cleaning destroys futures. Do not spend this coin. And stay right here, because the next coin is even more shocking, more dangerous to overlook. Most people lose it instantly without ever realizing what they just threw away. What comes next changes everything. Next coin number 3. This coin slips through fingers like nothing. People see it, shrug, and spend it without hesitation. And that single moment can cost them a silent fortune. This 1,947 wheat penny with the S mint mark is one of those coins that hides in plain sight, pretending to be ordinary while carrying life-changing money. Do not spend this coin. If you've ever handled old change and didn't look twice, this is exactly the kind of hidden treasure you've already lost. 1947 was a tense, strange year in America. The war was over, but the pressure didn't disappear. Industries were shifting, the economy was adjusting, metal demand was unstable, and the mint was under stress to keep up with circulation needs. San Francisco, marked by that tiny S, was striking coins fast, with worn dies and heavy production loads. That pressure created coins that were never meant to last cleanly. Survival is the shock here. When this coin lands in your hand, it feels serious. Real copper weight, about 3 grams of history pressing into your palm. The diameter fills your fingers confidently, and the thickness gives it a grounded presence that modern cents completely lack. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels important. And in very fine condition, with original surfaces intact, it feels rare the moment you slow down and really look. The front shows Lincoln, with strong lines still visible, not flattened, not lifeless. His coat details, his jaw, the date, all still readable, all still proud. On the back, the wheat stalks stand tall, with lines that collectors scan instantly. This design had already been through decades of hard circulation, by 1947, and that's why finding one that still holds its shape is so difficult. Most were worn smooth, damaged, or altered beyond recognition. The S mint mark is small, but it changes everything. San Francisco coins from this period often show uneven strikes and softer details, which makes a strong example incredibly desirable. Collectors obsess over how sharp the wheat lines are, how balanced the lettering feels, how the fields look under light. This is not about shine. This is about originality. This coin's copper composition gives it a warm, honest tone when left alone. That surface is fragile. Clean it, and the value collapses instantly. Never clean this coin. Original toning is the proof of survival. It's the fingerprint of time. Once it's gone, collectors walk away. Professional grading is critical here, because authentication protects the silent fortune you might be holding. What makes this coin terrifying is how easily it's lost. It looks spendable. It feels spendable. People drop it into registers every day. But collectors don't treat it casually. At auctions, bidding is quiet, controlled, and aggressive. Phones light up. Hands go up once, twice, and then it's gone. When the hammer falls, the room goes still. Today, this single wheat penny has reached a market value of $238. That's not hype money. That's hidden wealth. Quiet money. Life-changing money that most people never realize they touched. So slow down. Check the date. Check for the S. Feel the weight. Look at the surfaces. Be patient. Patience is golden with coins like this. Rushing destroys value. Cleaning destroys futures. Do not spend this coin. And don't go anywhere, because the next coin is even more dangerous to ignore. It's rarer, more shocking, and most people lose it instantly without knowing they just let a fortune slip away. Stay with me, because what comes next changes everything. Next coin number 4. This is the penny people laugh at. The one with the strange green shade that looks dirty, neglected, even damaged. And that laugh is exactly how a silent fortune disappears. This 1,944 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most dangerous coins in circulation history because people don't just spend it, they destroy it. Do not spend this coin. What looks like a throwaway cent could be hidden wealth slipping through your hands right now. 1944 was not a normal year in America. The country was still under extreme pressure, resources were stretched thin, and every piece of metal mattered. The mint was operating in survival mode, pushing out coins fast, while the nation focused on far bigger battles. That stress left fingerprints on the coins themselves. Some were struck harder, some softer, some with surfaces that aged in unusual ways. This year created chaos in metal, and chaos creates rare survivors. When you hold this coin, it immediately feels different from anything modern. There's real copper weight sitting in your palm, just over 3 grams of history, solid and reassuring. The diameter fills your fingers naturally, and the thickness gives it a grounded presence that feels almost stubborn, like it refuses to be ignored. This coin doesn't feel disposable. It feels like it's carrying a story. That green shade is where most people make a fatal mistake. It's not paint. It's not corrosion damage. It's natural aging interacting with copper over decades. That antique green tone is a skin formed by time, and collectors crave it. Clean this coin, and the magic is gone forever. Never clean this coin. Original surfaces are everything. Once stripped, the silent fortune vanishes. On the front, Lincoln stands strong, his features still defined in very fine condition. His coat lines, his profile, the date, all remain clear enough to prove this coin survived honest circulation without being abused. On the back, the wheat stalks show strength with visible lines that collectors instantly lock onto. This design was already nearing the end of its life, and coins from this period were worked hard, making clean survivors incredibly scarce. The missing mint mark is critical. Philadelphia was producing massive quantities, but quantity doesn't equal survival. Most 1,944 pennies were spent heavily, damaged, or altered. Finding one with original color, natural patina, and strong details is rare enough to stop seasoned collectors mid-sentence. Tiny details matter here: the spacing of the letters, the softness or sharpness of the wheat lines. This detail changes everything. This coin's copper composition is why it aged the way it did. When left untouched, it develops personality. That's what collectors want. Not brightness. Not shine. Authenticity. Professional grading is critical because it protects that authenticity and proves the coin hasn't been altered. Without that trust, the value collapses. At auctions, this coin doesn't scream. It whispers, and the people listening are serious. Bidding is tight, controlled, EagleCoins. Collectors don't rush because they know another one may not appear for years. When it sells, it disappears into collections locked away, supply shrinking even more. Today, this single green-shaded wheat penny has reached a market value of $226. That's quiet wealth. Hidden money. Life-changing value disguised as a dirty old cent. So slow down. Look closely. Check the date. Check for no mint mark. Respect the surface. Patience is golden here. Rushing ruins value. Cleaning kills futures. Do not spend this coin. And stay right here, because the next coin is even more shocking. Rarer. More misunderstood. And people are losing it every single day without ever realizing they just spent a fortune. What comes next is bigger than you expect. Next coin number 5. This is the penny that slips past people every single day. It doesn't look ancient. It doesn't look dramatic. It looks spendable. And that's exactly why the 1,955 wheat penny with no mint mark is one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in US. Coins. People are accidentally losing this coin constantly. Dropping it into registers. Handing it over for coffee. Never realizing they just let a silent fortune walk away. Do not spend this coin. What you're about to hear can change how you look at every penny forever. 1955 was a year of pressure in America. The country was moving fast. Industry was booming. Money was flowing. And speed mattered more than perfection. The US Mint was pushing coins out hard to keep up with demand. Corners were cut. Dies were stressed. Coins were struck quickly, sometimes carelessly, because nobody thought these pennies would ever matter. And that mindset created rare survivors that collectors hunt aggressively today. When you hold this coin, it feels solid in a way modern cents don't. Real copper weight sits in your hand, roughly 3 grams of dense history. The diameter fills your fingertips, and the thickness gives it a confident presence. This coin doesn't feel flimsy. It feels serious. Even in very good condition, it carries authority. That physical feel is part of why collectors slow down the moment they touch it. Look at the front, and Lincoln's portrait tells a story. The lines aren't sharp like a new coin, but they're honest. Natural wear. No abuse. No harsh cleaning. His face, the date, the lettering, all still readable and balanced. On the back, the wheat stalks remain visible, framing the words that defined generations before everything changed. This design was nearing the end of its life, and coins like this were never meant to be saved. The no mint mark is crucial. This coin came from Philadelphia, where massive numbers were produced under intense pressure. That pressure meant inconsistencies, worn dies, and coins that often lacked crisp detail. Finding one that survived circulation with original surfaces intact is the miracle. That's why collectors care so deeply about tiny things. The rim's strength, the wheat line separation, the spacing of the letters. This detail changes everything. The copper composition is why this coin aged the way it did. When left untouched, it develops a natural tone that collectors crave. That surface is fragile. Clean it, and the value collapses instantly. Never clean this coin. Cleaning doesn't improve it. Original toning is proof of survival. It's the difference between pocket change and quiet wealth. This is where people make fatal mistakes. They think older means better. They polish it. They scrub it. They remove the very skin that collectors pay for. Professional grading is critical here. Authentication protects the coin and confirms it hasn't been altered. Without that trust, serious buyers disappear. At auctions, this coin doesn't create noise. It creates tension. Bidding is controlled. Collectors don't hesitate because they know opportunities like this are shrinking fast. Many of these coins are being locked away, never to return to the market. Demand keeps climbing. Supply keeps vanishing. Today, this single 1,955 wheat penny has reached a market value of $190. Silent fortune. Life-changing money disguised as an ordinary brown cent. So slow down. Check the date. Check for no mint mark. Respect the surface. Be patient. Patience is golden with coins like this. Rushing destroys value. Cleaning destroys futures. Do not spend this coin. And don't even think about leaving, because the next coin is even more shocking, more dangerous to overlook. Most people lose it instantly, without ever realizing they just spent something that could have changed their entire life. What comes next is bigger than you expect. Next coin, number 6. This is the penny people wipe without thinking. The one with dark black spots that looks dirty, ugly, even defective. And that single instinct destroys a silent fortune every day. This 1,956 wheat penny with the D mint mark is a hidden big treasure that people are accidentally losing constantly. Do not spend this coin. Do not clean this coin. What looks like a stained old cent could be serious money sitting in your palm right now. 1,956 was a year of transition in America. The country was racing forward, industries were booming, money was moving fast, and nobody cared about pennies anymore. The wheat penny design was living its final days, and the U.S. Mint was under pressure to flood circulation before everything changed. In Denver, marked by that small D, production was relentless. Dies were pushed hard. Quality slipped. Coins were struck fast, stacked, shipped, and forgotten. That chaos is exactly why rare survivors exist. When you hold this coin, it immediately feels different from anything modern. There's real copper weight, just over 3 grams of dense history pressing into your fingers. The diameter fills your hand naturally, and the thickness gives it authority. This coin doesn't feel disposable. It feels stubborn, heavy, like it refuses to be ignored. In very fine condition, with strong details still alive, it demands attention once you slow down. Those black spots are where people panic. They think damage. They think dirt. They think cleaning will help. And that mistake kills value instantly. Those dark patches are natural aging, the result of copper reacting over decades. That surface is original. That surface is proof of survival. Collectors love it. Never clean this coin. Cleaning strips away originality, and originality is where the hidden wealth lives. On the front, Lincoln's portrait still carries strength. His coat lines remain visible. His profile hasn't collapsed. The date stands proud. This isn't a worn-out ghost. It's a survivor. On the back, the wheat stalks still show separation. Lines collectors zoom in on instantly. This design was already considered outdated in 1956, which is why almost no one saved these coins. They were meant to be spent until nothing remained. The demint mark changes everything. Denver coins from this era often show softer strikes and uneven detail, which makes a strong example incredibly rare. Collectors obsess over tiny things here. The sharpness of the wheat tips. The balance of the lettering. The rim's strength. Even the way light rolls across the fields matters. This detail changes everything. This coin's copper composition gives it that deep, dark, antique character when left untouched. That look cannot be recreated. Once it's gone forever. Professional grading is critical because it locks in authenticity and protects the surface that collectors fight over. Without grading, this coin is vulnerable to doubt, and doubt kills demand. At real auctions, this coin doesn't get hyped online. It moves quietly. Aggressive bids come in fast. Collectors don't blink. They know how rare true original examples are. Many are buying and holding, not selling, because supply is shrinking and demand keeps climbing. Once these disappear into collections, they don't come back. Today, this single 1956 wheat penny with the D mint mark has reached a market value of $190 zeroth. That's quiet wealth. Silent fortune. Life-changing money hiding behind dark spots people try to scrub away. So slow down. Check the date. Look for the D. Respect the surface. Black spots are not the enemy. Cleaning is. Patience is golden here. Rushing ruins value. Cleaning destroys futures. Do not spend this coin. And stay right where you are, because the next coin is even more shocking. Rarer. More dangerous to overlook. People are losing it instantly without hesitation, and once you hear it, you'll realize how close a real fortune can be and how easily it disappears. Next coin, number 7. This is the penny that disappears without a sound. No warning. No second chance. People see it, feel confident spending it, and walk away from a silent fortune forever. This 1946 wheat penny with the S mint mark is one of the most dangerous hidden treasures in US coin history because it looks too clean, too normal, too safe. And that false sense of safety is exactly how people are accidentally losing life-changing money. Do not spend this coin. What you're holding could change everything. 1946 was a heavy year in America. The war was over, but the country wasn't relaxed. Factories were shifting, money systems were adjusting, and the nation was rebuilding fast. The US Mint was under pressure to normalize production while still dealing with shortages, worn equipment, and non-stop demand. In San Francisco, marked by that small S, coins were struck under stress, with dies pushed hard and little thought for long-term perfection. These pennies were meant to circulate, not survive. And that's why survival is rare. When this coin hits your hand, it feels powerful. Solid copper weight, just over 3 grams of real metal, not hollow like modern cents. The diameter fills your fingers comfortably, and the thickness gives it presence. This coin feels important the moment you slow down. In extra fine condition, it almost shocks people because it doesn't look old enough to be rare. That's the trap. Look at the front, and Lincoln looks sharp, confident, alive. His coat lines are still strong. His profile hasn't collapsed. The date stands clear and proud. This level of detail is not common for a coin that lived through hard circulation years. On the back, the wheat stalks are crisp, with lines collectors instantly lock onto. This design was nearing the end of its life, and most examples were worn down far beyond this. The S mint mark is everything here. San Francisco coins from 1946 often show weak strikes or uneven details, which makes an extra fine example incredibly rare. Collectors obsess over tiny details. The sharpness of the wheat tips, the spacing of the letters, the smoothness of the fields. This detail changes everything. Miss it and you miss the fortune. The copper composition gives this coin its warm, natural tone when left untouched. That surface is sacred. Clean it, and the value collapses instantly. Never clean this coin. Original toning is proof of authenticity. Proof of survival. It's what separates a spent penny from hidden wealth. Professional grading is critical because it protects the coin and confirms it hasn't been altered. Without that trust, serious collectors walk away. This is where auctions get intense. No shouting, no drama. Just quiet, aggressive bidding from people who know exactly what they're looking at. Collectors don't flip these. They hold them. Lock them away. Because supply keeps shrinking, demand keeps rising, and once an extra fine S-mint example disappears into a collection, it may never return. Today, this single wheat penny has reached a market value of $210. That's not lucky money. That's silent fortune. Serious money hiding in plain sight. A life-changing opportunity disguised as a simple cent. So slow down. Check the date. Check for the S. Look at the condition. Respect the surface. Be patient. Patience is golden. Rushing destroys value. Cleaning destroys futures. Do not spend this coin. And now listen closely. Every coin in this video looked ordinary. Every one of them was hiding serious money. Hidden treasure. Quiet wealth. Fortunes people are losing every single day. So if you haven't checked your pockets, your jars, your drawers yet, do it now. Because the next penny you touch could be the one nobody warned you about. This is EagleCoins. Stay sharp, stay curious, and never assume a penny is just a penny.